We're moving to Orlando.
Yep. All right, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, we are Dan and Leslie. We are a Disney and travel obsessed family. This channel focuses on our journey from financial independence to travel more, to Disney content, to our vlogs on our vacations. If you'd like to get videos about that and now this new journey about moving to Orlando, go ahead and subscribe down below. And if you don't mind, click that thumbs up button. It really helps our videos reach more people.
All right, so where do we even begin?
It's been a crazy couple of years.
It has.
So real quick to recap, we started this financial independence to travel journey so that we could travel more with our two sons, Aiden and Jennings, about 2 years ago. You can go see more videos about that. We will link them somewhere. Okay, so fast forward to creating the travel agency.
All right, so I've been a travel agent for about almost 6 years now, and we've always had a dream of starting our own travel agency. But we were going to put it on hold for a while because the intention originally with this financial independence to travel was to take a family gap year. We were going to leave in the spring of 2022 and take our kids all the way around the world for an entire year. So COVID happened, and I think like many of you out there, we started reevaluating things in our lives and looking at things a little differently, and just decided that now was the right time to go ahead and make that launch and start the travel agency. So that's changed our plans just a little bit.
So we are moving to Orlando to help out with that business and bring you more Disney content. If you haven't checked out our podcast, we have a Disney and Universal focused podcast called Addicted to the Mouse. We publish 2 podcasts weekly, and that's more about planning and some trip reports, some interviews, but it's all about Disney Universal Vacations. So go on and check that out if you'd like to, and if you want help planning your next vacation, you can find us at fantasticalvacations.com.
So we have now pivoted. We want to make Florida our home base, specifically Orlando, as close to Disney as humanly possible. And we are going to travel from there. So we'll probably take shorter trips, go, maybe for a month, maybe for a couple of weeks, maybe for a few months over the summer or something like that. But really the focus is going to be exploring Orlando and maybe a little bit more local things.
So this is going to be kind of a long process. We do not actually move until January of 2022. So right now, if you're doing the math, that's about 14 months, I can't even do the math, from now, and there's a lot to do until then. We have been looking at different housing options. We want to be as close to Disney as humanly possible. That's where we're going to spend a lot of our time and be bringing you more content. So we've done a lot of research so far. We are going to Disney World here in a few weeks, assuming everyone stays healthy. And we're going to meet with a realtor while we're there. It's going to be a short trip, but that is going to start our process. We are really considering new construction right now, which is why we're starting the process really early, because 6 to 9 months of building a house doesn't leave a whole lot of time to figure out options from here.
Yeah, so we've narrowed it down to several locations that are close to Disney World, specifically where we wouldn't have to take I-4 to get to the parks. And so we are gonna go and kind of narrow that down whenever we go in December. We have some friends over at Detour to Neverland podcast that kindly have gone and taken some pictures and some video and helped us out with being able to kind of maybe see it a little bit better than just on a map for now. And then we'll get to lay our own eyes on it here shortly.
That's right. So over the next year, we've got several trips down to Orlando planned. So we will bring vlogs from parks. We will bring reports on how the process is going, and we'll show you as much as we can. We will show how we are making this, all of these decisions. We are in the process of figuring that out right now. We have been looking and searching for as many podcasts and videos on YouTube as we can find from other people that moved to Orlando, which is why we are doing this series. So this will be in a playlist all of its own for moving to Orlando, and we'll share as much hopefully helpful information as humanly possible. Starting with this video, our announcement that we are moving to Orlando in about 14 months. So what we have started doing so far is looking at school districts that will be good for the kids and the, or I guess in the areas that are immediately surrounding Disney World. So what we've narrowed it down to so far is the area of Windermere, or the town city of Windermere. Winter Garden is high up on our list. Horizon West, which is kind of part of both of those. It's becoming its own thing, but I think I've heard it's the third fastest growing area in the United States. And then Celebration, which is the town that Disney built. So if you can picture that on a map, that is the area exactly north, northwest, west, and south of Disney World. So those are the kind of the areas that we are searching. That's what we've narrowed down our preferences to maximize the location, maximize the new schools for the kiddos, and really that's the, at least judging from videos that we've found, that's the area that feels the best. So we have driven to Orlando a lot, going to the parks, and we have rented cars when we've flown in some. And so we are a little familiar with these areas, but we haven't looked in these areas with the specific intent that we were gonna move there. So that is one thing that we're gonna do here in a few weeks.
Yeah, so now that we have it narrowed down to different locations, we're looking into those locations and determining specific neighborhoods as well as builders that we're interested in. So we have several that we are looking at. We've with each builder, we've kind of found the plan that we like the most, so that whenever we do decide which area specifically that we're going into, then we can kind of jump right into knowing which plan we want to build.
So one thing you may be asking yourself, if you are fans of the channel, is why we are thinking about buying a house at this point, because we were supposed to, again, travel the world. We sold our house, I guess it's been 7 months ago now, and we are in a rental, and then we're gonna launch from there. So we are looking at the different options in Orlando specifically for what we want for our family to live in. It is about the same price to purchase as it is to rent in the areas that we're looking at, so that's a factor. Another factor is that we kind of need a home base to come back to if we're doing shorter trips and we're not just going to stay gone. And another factor is we have started a travel agency, which means we are going to both focus on that, which means that it's going to be really hard to prove income for a little while for leases for houses. So all of that saying, we are probably going to either buy a house or build a house down there, use that as our home base. Still focusing on keeping our expenses low, and I guess go from there.
So one of the things that we're most excited about whenever we do make this move and we're down there is to be able to provide you guys with more content. We have this goal, ambitious goal, of trying every restaurant on Disney World property.
And every restaurant on Universal property.
Yes, that's a lot of eating.
But it'll be a fun series to do once we get down there, and that will probably lead us into more things that we can bring to this channel, in addition to the Addicted to the Mouse podcast for all the Disney planning. So we like to merge those two as closely as possible. We like the planning aspect of Disney, Universal, and cruises over there, and that goes well with the travel agency, but we like to bring the more personal touch of our family experiencing all of that stuff here on this channel as well.
Yeah. All right, so join along with us on this amazing journey to everything from figuring out where we're gonna live, to the process of building, to who knows what other things we're gonna enter into.
I'm sure there's gonna be lots of pitfalls and challenges over the next 14 months and beyond, but it's an exciting journey. We're looking forward to taking you along with us, and hopefully this will help some of you that are also thinking about moving to Orlando.
All right, so you can reach us over at Dan and Leslie at addictedtothemouse.com. You can follow us along here on YouTube, and like Dan said, check out the podcast.